Hi there, and welcome to my next video on my YouTube channel, Unapologetic with Lorelei. I hope you're having a great day. I don't know which part of the world you are, whether it's cold or hot. Where I am, it's cold, as you probably can see. And that's just where it's at. I like it. I can't control the weather, so I have to like it. And you have to like what's coming to you. You have no control over the weather, so you might as well get along with it. Dress up warm and enjoy the ride, enjoy the walk in my case here. And I welcome you here. Maybe you're the first time you're here, or you're having more often. What I do is I share with you my topic for today, what I'm going to talk about, and then I will soon flip my screen and show you the area where I am at the moment. A beautiful piece of nature, windy, cold, a little bit snowy, but nevertheless very nice. And that comes to my topic because don't want to over explain, because this is what my topic is about. It's about why over explaining becomes a habit, because we have a tendency of over explaining ourselves, and it's coming from somewhere. You might not notice it or you might not realize it, but it's definitely coming from somewhere. And it might not be the obvious explanation that you think. It might be it might not be because somebody's insecure, or somebody is defending himself. That's another over explaining sometimes, but it comes from managing your understanding or misunderstanding sometimes. And I guess it's because we learned that being understood is so important. So we are going to do our best to be understood, and therefore sometimes really, really over explain ourselves. And then you lose sometimes contact with other people. They turn away, or they stop listening to you, or they are going to judge you all over your words and all the rest of it. So over explaining is a habit out of that comes many times of trying to be understood and feeling very important that you are being understood, but sometimes the opposite is what you're going to get. And also sometimes you might think that really explaining, over explaining, also it smoothens things out. And you might be surprised because the opposite is happening sometimes. And I can speak from experience. That's what my channel is about. I talk about my life experiences, my insights, the things I have gone through, and even sometimes my opinions. I'm definitely not a guru. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm just here, standing here, in the cold this time, just talking about general things that a lot of people a lot of women, I think, are going through and are have gone through, or they can resonate, in short. And I said, without over explaining myself here, I'm going to flip the screen and I'm going to show you where I am. And I hope you join me for my walk. And let's talk about over explaining. Right. So this is where I am at the moment, showing you around a little bit, maybe a little more or less 360 degrees. I don't know. But it gives you a little bit of an idea where I am at the moment and how this piece of nature looks like at this particular moment. After some snow, after some freezing, after melting again and then freezing again. So it's all the ingredients are there for the winter, and but it's nice. It gives me a fresh nose. And coming back to the topic of over explaining and why it becomes a habit. Um, as I said, it can be starting very early, that you learn yourself to over explain. That you learned, as I said before, that things really matters to for you to be understood, and that you believe that clarity is really prevents tension. That's another one as well, and and that explaining smooth things over, which could be, but also cannot do, because as I said, if everything is over, it's too much. So sometimes it works against you as well. And it's for a long time it might work, that as well. I have sometimes over explained myself, I think, especially when I was younger. Now I'm a little bit older. I'm 63 years of age, and I don't feel the need anymore so much to over explain. And I see now the value of not doing that, actually. And but there were days that over that explanation that came as a reflex to me as well. And you might resonate a little bit to this. And then when you do that, as a reflex, you add context, and you soften statements, and you fill in gaps before anybody asks. And um, and it wasn't because I was doubting myself. That might be for you as well. It's not because you doubt yourself, but because you're used to carrying responsibilities for how things land, if you know what I mean, a little bit. And over time, then I noticed that communication shifts. because then you start to not just communicate and you just don't express yourself, but you anticipate. And there comes a time when you might not realize it, but that you don't just speak, but that you're managing. And it's very interesting to if you can see yourself or hear yourself doing it, because if you do, then you know how to deal with it or deal differently with it. And it might be less exhausting as well, because not always the need for to be misunderstood is a very relieving way of dealing with things, because always trying to be understood, I believe it didn't work for me. And it, 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 it it doesn't work, because it's all in the hands of somebody else, and not in my hands. So I'm just going to leave it at that without over explaining myself anymore. But I do say that the habits often grows with experience. The more you've lived, the more nuances you see, the more you try to account for it. That's why over explaining isn't just immaturity, even though it can fade over the years, but it's still not immaturity. It's just accumulated awareness. And wow, I think I said that beautiful. I believe. You probably heard by now that English is not my mother tongue, and so I probably will make grammar mistakes, probably wrongfully use of words, but I still hope you get the gist of what I mean here with this. And you know, as I said, it's accumulated awareness, but awareness has its weight, and eventually, well, for me, I can only speak from experience. That weight became very noticeable for me, because understanding this, and it I really did understand it. There came a point, I don't know exactly which event it was that actually yeah, made me having a little light bulb in my head because of it. But it became notable, and understanding is it does remove your self judgment, and it reframes the habit. I don't know if I'm too if I'm I hope I'm clear on this, because if you are not over explaining yourself, it doesn't mean um, you're unclear, and it doesn't mean you're insecure and you're not doing something wrong, but you just simply been carrying more than your words were meant to hold for more than your years probably. And it's a habit to break a little bit, or to tone down if that's what you want, because total habit breaking is not easy. And especially if you have been doing it for so long and for so many years in your life. But I can tell you, I stopped over explaining myself. I'm really not doing it anymore. And it gave me some space in my stomach and in my head. And it does feel a lot better, actually. And well, you might want to give it a try, or pay attention if you are doing that. And you might even get more attention from people as well, rather than if you just not going into over explaining, but just telling them clearly how you feel or what you think about it. You might be even more understood than when you over explain. So, well, I'm going to wish you from here, from this cold, windy place here, a very nice day or evening, depends on when you're watching my video. Another thing over my videos, I'm posting daily on my channel here, and you might want to subscribe. And if not, you don't, of course, it's all up to you. Give me a thumbs up or a comment. I will surely read them and get back to you on it. I'll respond to it. So I wish you a very nice day or evening. Take care of yourself, very good care of yourself and your loved ones. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.